This world doesn't want you to love yourself. They want you to wake up every single day and to hate, to dislike, to resent the person that you see in the mirror, right? A lot of you guys watching this have family. You have friends. You have acquaintances that constantly put you down or belittle you. And even if it isn't from your immediate family, there are so many forces in this society that constantly promotes self-hate, that constantly advocates and glorifies self-hate, right? You turn on the TV, or you go on TikTok or Instagram or any other social media platform, and yet again they're selling you another product. They're selling you another service, another cosmetic surgery that is supposed to fix some flaw, quote unquote flaw, or some abnormality or deficiency or something that you overall just lack, right? Yet again, they're selling you something else. So no matter which angle you come from, there are so many forces in society that constantly prey on our self-love. And I've been thinking, not only thinking, but I've been talking a whole lot about courage recently, right? And I'm really starting to realize that in this world, you have to have the courage to like. You have to have the courage to love. You have to have the courage to choose yourself in a world that is constantly glorifying self-hate. In a world that is constantly promoting self-hate, you have to have the courage to love yourself. You have to have the courage to say, this is me. This is the way I look. This is my skin color. This is my height. This is my personality. This is who I am. And I'm going to love myself, irrespective of anyone else's opinion. Irrespective of whether or not I fit the paradigm or the beauty standards of society. Irrespective of whether or not people agree with how I act and with who I am as a person, my authentic personality, I am going to love myself. You have to have the courage to say that and to stand on it. See, here's the thing, my good people, right? A lot of people in this world have spent so much time hating themselves, so much time disliking themselves, to the point in which whenever they see you actually liking yourself, actually loving yourself, to them it is offensive. To them they are envious, right? Because what gives you the right? Who gives you the audacity to actually like yourself and to actually love yourself when they don't? What gives you that right? Right? That is how a lot of people in this world operate. And because they don't like themselves, because they don't love themselves, they are constantly going to try to put you down. They are constantly going to try to belittle you, right? Simply because they don't like or love themselves. But something that I had to realize is that in this world, you have to be willing to be disliked if it means liking yourself. You have to be willing to be hated if it means loving yourself. And you have to be willing to not be chosen by other people if it means choosing yourself. You have to be willing, right? There were so many times in my own personal life, so many times when I was working on loving myself, working on accepting myself, working on overcoming my insecurities and fully embodying myself. But because of the opinions of other people, because of the words or the actions of other people, or because I had this need to be accepted or chosen by other people, I completely forsake my self-love. I completely forsake my journey of loving myself just because of other people. And a lot of you guys watching this, you have been working to love yourself. You have been working to fully accepting yourself. You have been working so much to actually liking yourself. And you constantly allow people to pull you back into doubting yourself and disliking yourself. But you have to be willing to silence the noise of other people. You have to be willing to ignore their words. You have to be willing to not be chosen by other people if it means actually liking, choosing, and loving yourself. You have to. Right? Sometimes self-love comes at a cost. Right? This is something that people don't tell you. Sometimes self-love comes at a cost. Sometimes self-love comes with cutting off certain people. Sometimes self-love comes with distancing yourself from even the closest people to you. Your family, your friends, those who you spend so much of your life with. Self-love oftentimes comes with a cost. But nothing in this world is worth as much as self-love. And any price that you have to pay, you have to be willing to pay it. You have to be willing to stand in yourself. You have to be willing to say, this is who I am. This is me. This is the way I look. And I'm going to love me regardless. I'm going to like me regardless. I'm going to choose me regardless of the opinions of other people. I'm going to love me. Right? I've made videos before, and I remember making a video not too long ago, probably a few months ago, right? And in the video, I was saying that if you don't go through this world with the ability to choose yourself, and if you don't go through this world with the courage to love yourself, or self-love in general, you are a psychological victim waiting to happen, right? And I guess it connects to this video quite a bit. And what I was saying is that this world is set up to prey on your self-worth. This world is set up for you to constantly dislike yourself, constantly try to fix something about you, constantly trying to fit in some place where you don't belong. This world is set up for that, right? And the thing about self-love is that self-love is the foundation for everything in your life, right? Every single thing in your life, every relationship, your willingness to go for the things that you desire. Everything in your life begins with self-love. And if the forces in this world, I don't want to say too much, but if the forces in this world and the people who run this world, if they can have you questioning your self-worth, if they can have you disliking yourself, if they can have you hating yourself, then they can control you. Right? If they can have you disliking and hating yourself and questioning yourself, they can keep you in a cage. And if they can keep you in a cage, you are essentially a domesticated animal. That is what you are. Not only that, but you're constantly going to this world unaware. Right? And I genuinely believe that a lot of problems in this world, a lot of this conflict, a lot of this back and forth and constantly feuding with other people and, amongst ourselves, is coming from a lack of self-love. Because when you fully step into self-love, it is hard for you to even do harm to other people. It is hard for you to even bring other people down or belittle other people, because you begin to see yourself in other people. You begin to see your reflection in other people. Right? When Jesus said, love your neighbor as you do yourself, that is what he was talking about. He didn't say just love your neighbor. He said love your neighbor as you do yourself, meaning that self-love has to come first. And self-love is the answer. Self-love is the solution to truly loving and doing right by other people. That is where it belongs. Right? So you have to possess the ability to fully love yourself, to truly begin to see your reflection on the people, and to truly begin to love those amongst you as well. Right? It is super, 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 super important. So not only is self-love essential to you living the life that you want to live, and you actually being happy with who you are, but self-love is essential as it pertains to doing right by the people amongst you, doing right by your family, doing right by your friends, doing right by even the people in this world who you don't know. Self-love is essential as it pertains to that. So you have to protect your self-love. You have to guard yourself. You have to have the courage to stand in who you are unapologetically. You have to have the courage to stand on who you are. Right? This world needs more self-love. This world needs people who are courageous enough to stand in who they are, to stand in their authentic self, to stand in the way they look. This world needs more courage to say, this is me, and I'm going to choose me and love me regardless. This world needs a whole lot of that. Because most of the unhappiness, most of the constant conflict, constant back and forth, constant feud that we have amongst ourselves is coming from a lack of self-love or from a lack of appreciation for ourselves. Because the moment you fully step into self-love, the moment you begin to truly start liking yourself, you will truly begin to see yourself being reflected in other people. And that is when you truly begin to like, love, and do right by other people as well. So you gotta guard your self-love. Right? Don't let this world rob you of your self-love. Don't let this world rob you of a place in this world. Don't let this world have you constantly questioning yourself. Don't allow them to. Stand in who you are. Stand in your personality. Stand in, the way you look. Stand in who you are, regardless of anyone else's opinion. Stand in who you are. And you gotta have the courage, right? You have to have the courage to constantly choose and love yourself over and over and over and over again. Because self-love and choosing yourself isn't a one-time thing. It's something that you have to do every day, every single second of the day. Because every single day you're constantly being attacked. So you have to put on your armor that is self-love in order to truly go through this world and truly live the life that you want to live, and to truly give the best of you to this world, right? So don't let this world rob you of your self-love. Keep choosing yourself, right? Stand in who you are. Stand in the authentic you. Because self-love is the greatest protection that you can truly have in this world. Peace and blessings.